One big thing that's different between QuickBooks and other accounting programs is that QuickBooks is form-driven. Now, what does that mean? What it means is when you enter a transaction into QuickBooks, you don't have to know debits and credits. What you do is enter a transaction into a form that's familiar to you. For example, when you go in and create an invoice, you just click on Create Invoice, and QuickBooks brings up an invoice, a form that you're familiar with, one that you've used. And so all you have to do is look at it, and intuitively you can figure out how to enter the transaction. It's the same thing with checks. If I want to write a check, I can just go into Banking and Write Checks, and it'll bring up the check form for me. I enter the information just as if I were entering a regular check. That's the whole idea. It is form-driven. Now, there are a lot of different forms that are used in QuickBooks, and you can use these to enter the different transactions. We'll talk about each of these different forms that we'll be using throughout QuickBooks. When you enter a transaction into one of these forms, actually what happens is QuickBooks does at least half of the transaction for you. It knows which accounts that are going to be used in that form.